First season as Rays manager, 80 and 82, obviously not the result you were hoping for, but what was one thing you learned in your first year, and that was something that you had to really deal with quickly as a manager to be successful?
Well, we had to learn how to deal with injuries pretty quickly, and with those injuries came, some positive things because we found out about some other players, some younger players, and the nice thing is we finished the year with some of those injured players returning back to form. Matt Moore, Drew Smiley. As far as learning, you learn daily. We talk about in-game situations, we talk about conversations. Just the overall communication with our players is something that you're going to have to do when you get the job. The appreciation is that much more at the end of the year for how much of a constant that is.
Close ball games were something that was really, that kind of put this team down a little bit. Extra inning games were obviously a little bit of a disappointment. What's one of the key areas, whether that's the bullpen or whether that's the more timely hitting, that has to improve to be better in those situations?
Ultimately, that's me. That's on me. I've got to get better in those situations and finding ways to put our guys in positions to succeed. And by saying that, whether you pinch hit or you don't, whether you put in a reliever or you don't. The experience that we gained from those tight ball games is tremendous. We'll be that much better going forward, and I will be as a manager also.
Matt Silverman was just saying in the press conference how he believes this team is, and this organization is talented as it's been in probably a decade. From that perspective, what's the best way for you as a manager to put them in the best positions to succeed, and then the coaches to really bring them into their own and utilize their talent fully to their capability?
Well, the guys that we have here or had for the bulk of the year, we know them as a staff, and we know the way to communicate with them. And then there's some guys that Matt referred to that we didn't see, and that we'll get to see in spring training. So it's going to take that a little bit of an adjustment period to build those relationships with those guys. You got to trust our front office, our minor league development system, and kind of hit the ground running in spring training. But the way our staff works with our players, they'll be able to connect. They do a tremendous job of that.
And finally, you guys obviously have a lot of, Matt says you're going to stay busy. I'm sure you're going to be very busy trying to build off of what you've established already, laying down the foundation. What are your off-season goals entering to Port Charlotte come February?
Well, the ultimate goal is that our guys continue to talk with all the players, reach out to them, check in on them. The front office has different goals than maybe the coaching staff does. Just be involved in a lot of healthy discussion. We're able to review now for 3 or 4 months on what we liked that we did, what we didn't, and continue to get better.